What if the smallest moments in your life were secretly shaping your entire future? What if a few words spoken in anger, one decision made in fear, one person rejected because of society, could change the lives of an entire family? And what if the things we call small are actually the things that matter most? Welcome to 360 Book Wisdom. Today, we're exploring 30 powerful life lessons inspired by Arundhati Roy's extraordinary novel, The God of Small Things, a Booker Prize-winning story about childhood, family, love, social inequality, memory, and the painful consequences of the rules society creates for us. This isn't simply a story about what happened to Esther and Rahel. Beneath the story is a deeper question. Who decides whom we are allowed to love, how we are allowed to live, and what our lives are supposed to become? Let's discover 30 lessons that can change the way you look at your own life. Lesson No. 1 Small things can create huge consequences. Never underestimate a small moment. A sentence, a decision, a meeting, or even a moment of silence can stay with someone for years. Life isn't shaped only by dramatic events. Sometimes, the smallest moments become the most powerful memories. Lesson No. 2 childhood experiences stay with us. Children may not understand everything happening around them, but they feel deeply. The experiences of childhood can influence confidence, relationships, fears, and identity long into adulthood. This reminds us to treat children with patience and kindness because they are building memories they may carry forever. Lesson No. 3 adults' decisions can affect innocent people. Adults often believe that children don't understand what is happening, but children observe tension, arguments, rejection, fear, and sadness. Our choices don't affect only us. They can leave emotional footprints on people who had no control over the situation. Lesson number 4. Society can turn rules into cruelty. Rules are supposed to help society function. But when rules become more important than human dignity, they can become instruments of cruelty. A society should always ask, is this rule protecting people or hurting them? Lesson No. 5. Don't let society decide your worth. Your social status, family background, wealth, caste, profession, or education does not determine your human value. One of the novel's most painful themes is the destructive power of caste and social hierarchy. The lesson is simple. Never measure a human being by a label. Lesson number 6. Love does not always follow society's rules. Human emotions don't always respect the boundaries created by society. People may create categories of who is acceptable and who is not. But love, compassion, and human connection can cross boundaries that social systems try to enforce. Lesson number 7. Fear can make people betray their own values. Fear is powerful. People sometimes remain silent, abandon others, or make terrible decisions because they are afraid of losing their position, reputation, or security. Whenever fear controls your moral decisions, ask yourself, what kind of person am I becoming? Lesson number 8. Silence can be powerful and dangerous. Silence can protect us, but silence can also allow injustice to continue. There are moments when speaking up may be uncomfortable, but remaining silent may cost someone else much more. Lesson number 9. Family can be both comfort and conflict. Family isn't always simple. It can be a source of love, identity, protection, jealousy, disappointment, and pain all at the same time. Real families are complicated. What matters is learning to recognize unhealthy patterns instead of pretending they don't exist. Lesson number 10. The past doesn't always stay in the past. Time can move forward while the mind remains somewhere behind. Unresolved experiences can return through memories, emotions, and relationships. Healing doesn't necessarily mean forgetting the past. Sometimes it means finally understanding what the past did to us. Lesson No. 11. Trauma changes the way we see the world. Two people can experience the same event and carry completely different memories of it. Pain changes perception. That's why we should be careful before judging someone's behavior. Sometimes what looks like distance, silence, or weakness may be the result of wounds we cannot see. Lesson No. 12. Social status can create invisible walls. People can live in the same community while occupying completely different worlds. Money, class, caste, education, and power can determine who receives respect and who is ignored. The lesson is to notice these invisible walls and question them. Lesson No. 13. Hypocrisy can destroy relationships. People sometimes demand morality from others while excusing themselves. This double standard creates resentment and injustice. A better life begins when we apply the same standards to ourselves that we expect from everyone else. Lesson number 14. Children see more than we think. Children notice contradictions. They see when adults say one thing and do another. They notice who receives affection and who receives rejection. If you want to teach values, don't only explain them, demonstrate them. Lesson No. 15. Don't confuse tradition with truth. Something being old doesn't automatically make it right. Traditions can preserve culture, identity, and wisdom, but they can also preserve prejudice. We should respect heritage while still having the courage to question harmful traditions. Lesson number 16. Power often determines whose story gets believed. In unequal societies, the person with more power can sometimes control the narrative. The powerful may be believed automatically, while the powerless struggle to be heard. This teaches us to listen carefully, not only to the loudest voice, but also to the person standing at the bottom of the hierarchy. Lesson No. 17. Reputation can become a prison. People often make decisions based on what others might say, but living entirely for public approval can destroy personal freedom. Your reputation matters, but it should not become more important than your conscience. Lesson No. 18. Unfair judgments can destroy lives. A judgment made without understanding the full story can have devastating consequences. Before condemning someone, ask, "What don't I know?" Empathy begins when we become curious about another person's reality. Lesson No. 19. Love and possession are not the same. Loving someone doesn't mean controlling them. Real love allows another person to possess dignity, freedom, and individuality. When love becomes ownership, fear replaces affection. Lesson number 20. Small acts of kindness matter. The world often celebrates enormous achievements, but a kind word, a moment of understanding, or standing beside someone during a difficult time can matter enormously. Never think your kindness is too small to matter. Lesson No. 21. Political ideology cannot replace humanity. People can become so attached to political ideas that they forget the human beings standing in front of them. Ideologies may explain society, but compassion reminds us that every statistic represents a real person. Humanity should never become secondary to ideology. Lesson No. 22. History lives inside families. History isn't only found in textbooks. It lives inside family stories, relationships, beliefs, prejudices, memories, and traditions. To understand a family, sometimes you must understand the history that shaped it. Lesson number 23. Colonialism can leave cultural scars. The novel also examines the lingering influence of colonial history and the complicated relationship people can develop with language, culture, and Western ideals. The lesson is not to reject another culture simply because it is foreign. The lesson is to understand how history can influence the way people see themselves. Lesson No. 24. Language can shape identity. The words we speak influence how we understand ourselves and others. Language can connect people, but it can also create social divisions. Never underestimate the power of words to include someone or make them feel like an outsider. Lesson No. 25. Don't let other people's expectations define you. Sometimes society gives us a script. Be this person, marry this person, choose this career, behave this way. But your life is not a performance written entirely by other people. You must eventually decide which expectations deserve your obedience and which deserve your courage to resist. Lesson number 26. Innocence can be destroyed quickly. Children often experience the world with imagination and wonder, but harsh realities can enter that world suddenly. This reminds us that protecting innocence doesn't mean hiding reality forever. It means creating environments where people can encounter difficult realities without losing their sense of dignity and hope. Lesson number 27. Forgiveness doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. Forgiveness is not the same as forgetting. You can acknowledge what happened, recognize the damage, establish boundaries, and still choose not to live permanently inside anger. Sometimes forgiveness is less about freeing another person and more about freeing yourself. Lesson number 28. Life is not always fair, but we can choose our response. The novel doesn't offer an easy world where good people always receive good outcomes. Sometimes life is painfully unfair. But even when we cannot control what happens to us, we can work toward controlling what happens inside us afterward. Lesson No. 29. Pay attention to the people society ignores. The powerful already have platforms. The vulnerable often have stories that remain unheard. A compassionate person learns to look beyond status and popularity and asks, who is being ignored here? Sometimes wisdom begins by listening to the person nobody else wants to hear. Lesson number 30. The small things may be the biggest things. Perhaps the deepest lesson is hidden in the title itself. We often chase the big things: money, status, achievement, recognition, but our lives are also built from tiny moments. A conversation, a child's laughter, a hand held during fear, a memory, a goodbye, a moment of courage, a moment when we choose kindness instead of cruelty. The small things are not insignificant. They are the fabric of life. So, what can the God of small things ultimately teach us? Perhaps it teaches us to slow down, to look beyond appearances, to question the rules we have inherited, to understand that behind every person is a story we may never completely know. It teaches us that prejudice is not merely an abstract social problem. It can enter families, friendships, childhoods, and hearts. It teaches us that the consequences of our choices can travel much farther than we imagine. And most importantly, it reminds us that the things we call small may actually be the things that define our lives. A single act of kindness can become someone's treasured memory. A single cruel sentence can become someone's lifelong wound. A single decision can change an entire family. So, don't wait for the extraordinary moments to become a better human being. Start with the small things. Listen when someone needs to be heard. Be kind when nobody is watching. Question unfairness when everyone else accepts it. Give children the patience they deserve. And never allow society's labels to convince you that another human being is worth less than you. Because at the end of the day, our lives aren't built only from the great events we remember. They are built from thousands of tiny moments. And perhaps those tiny moments are not small at all. They are everything. If this journey through the God of small things gave you something to think about, subscribe to 360 Book Wisdom for more powerful book lessons, timeless wisdom, and ideas that can transform the way you see yourself and the world around you. Until the next book, keep reading, keep thinking, and never underestimate the wisdom hidden in the small things.